Hello, fellow grave crawlers, and welcome to ZTV Reviews. I am Paper Zombie, your host with you as always, and on today's show, we're going to be talking about Episode 3 of It, Welcome to Derry. So let's get into it. Spoilers incoming. I'm happy to say that this episode continues the A+ work that we saw in the second episode. To start, Lily is released from Juniper Hill after evaluation. The first thing on her agenda is to make things right with Ronnie. But even though Lily is ready to tell the truth, she warns Ronnie that nobody is going to believe the words of someone who just walked back out the nut house. So Lily suggests that they get proof of it by taking its picture. Since neither of the girls knows how to develop film, they turn to Will for help. Ronnie and Will met in the previous episode, and Ronnie knows that Will is smart because he broke down how a stink bomb works on a chemical level. Turns out, Will does know how to develop film, and he agrees to assist the girls even though he doesn't believe them about it. In tow with Will is Rich. Yeah, I know. Just add an IE onto that, and you've got Richie. With all the hundreds of thousands of boy names out there, I don't know why they couldn't do better than that, but whatever. Rich brings us the first ever Cuban character to the It mix. And he even brings us some of the spiritual beliefs. After hearing about It from Ronnie and Lily, he calls It an Oricha, or evil spirit, and reveals that his uncle, a Santeria priest, would summon them to go after people who owed him debts. When Ronnie and Lily ask Rich if he knows how to do the ritual in hopes of using that to draw It to them, they find out that he knows how to go through the motions of the ritual, but that's it. As the girls leave in anger, It decides to make an appearance, to terrorize their neighborhood and, unknowingly, give them an opportunity to take pictures. Each of the pictures comes out, much to the kids' happiness, with one of them looking oddly like a clown. In the adult world, we find out more about General Francis Shaw, the man who brought Leroy into Operation Precept. Turns out, he was an army brat whose father was stationed in Derry in the summer of 1908. During that time, he met a 12-year-old Native American girl named Rose. Yes, Derry has Native Americans. Who knew? While out playing together one day, General Shaw runs into the nearby forest. Rose immediately calls for him to come back, but General Shaw, thinking that Rose is just doing it because he has a head start on her, continues onward. And guess who he meets? Yep, It is out there in the forest. And it does not turn down the chance to get its hands on General Shaw's ripe, juicy body. Fortunately for General Shaw, Rose comes to his rescue and shoots It with a slingshot. That gives them both the opportunity to escape the forest and It, who at that time did not venture beyond the forest. Fast forward to current time, where we find out that those on Operation Precept know that It is a living, shape-shifting entity and not some inanimate object. We also find out that General Shaw still has the slingshot that Rose used to shoot It with. He gives it to Dick in hopes that he will be able to use it in order to help locate their objective. With Leroy and Polly at the helm, Dick is taken up to fly over Derry to give him a better vantage point for his shine. And guess what? It works. We get to see some shining take place as Dick enters its lair, the very same one from the movies. And don't think that It doesn't know that Dick is there. Though it lurks in the dark, it reveals itself to Dick and asks him, "Who are you?" One of the bodies in float mode turns out to be Dick's grandmother, the very one who taught him what the shine was and how to use it. She warns him that he is coming and for Dick to get out of the lair immediately. This leads to Dick accidentally opening the back hatch of the plane that he, Leroy, and Polly are on, and almost leads to his death. This episode also touches on its effect on the people of Derry, like how it can make those who leave the town forget everything about Derry and having ever been there, and how it can make people basically turn a blind eye to situations that would normally garner attention. So far, though, nobody has made the connection that it can do this. Yes, I am starting to feel confident about this series now. The character development is rising up to par. The originality is finally starting to show. I hope episode 4 continues the A+ trend, because I do not want to see another F- on this report card. And speaking of F-, Will, go ahead and close us out by showing everybody that thing you did where you fell and nobody was even chasing your little black booty.
Come on! Hurry! Come on! Hurry! Get out of here!
Ladies and gentlemen, the smartest one in the crew.